Welcome back to the stillness. Tonight, the air in the crypt feels different, thicker, more vital. Before we draw the curtain, a moment of profound gratitude to our curators. You are more than a community. You are the witness to a necessary experiment. Your thoughts in the archives below have begun to illuminate corners I thought were lost to dust. Tonight is personal. We speak of Anton LaVey. To the traditionalist, he was a merchant of fear. But to those of us who walk the left-handed path, he was the man who stopped the kneeling. He took the pure evil the world whispered about and turned it into a mirror. He didn't find a demon in the cellar. He found the sovereign soul of the human animal. LaVey's philosophy wasn't born in a cathedral, but in the sawdust of a carnival. As a young man, he played the organ for the Saturday night burlesque shows. He saw the upright men of the town, the lawyers, the bankers, the husbands, the churchgoers, the holy people, and the wicked alike, lusting with their flesh and their eyes, hungry for that animalistic soul within us. Then those same people, particularly the holy, the righteous, the godly, be they Jews, Christians, whoever, he would watch them on Sunday mornings as he played for the tent show evangelist. He watched those same men weep, beating their chests for forgiveness. Nemo malus felix. No wicked man is happy. LaVey saw the sophisticated lie of the white light religions. He realized that the only sin was the hypocrisy of denying one's own nature. This wasn't just a rebellion. It was a high-class expose of the human condition. He realized that if you embrace the darkness, the light can no longer blind you. In 1966, he shaved his head and declared Anno Satanis. He made the Black Pope a figure of high-class fascination. He brought the rebellion to Hollywood, seducing the elite with a philosophy that celebrated the self and the self's ego. The niche that history often glosses over is this Mansfeld Curse. When Jane's Mansfield lawyer and lover Sam Brody mocked LaVey's rituals, Anton reportedly warned him that the black powers would claim him. Shortly after the car accident occurred, a horrific Gothic tragedy that left Jane dead. Was it a curse, or was it the cold, mathematical weight of a world that punishes the arrogant? Almost like karmic justice, but the karma is not some deity or actions of a deity, but rather the very thing and the very energy that we choose as our own self and our own ego to put into the world. LaVey understood that ritual is the real magic of the mind, a way to kind of focus the soul's intent until the universe has no choice but to bend. In Latin, mundus vult decepi. The world wants to be deceived. But LaVey taught us to be the ones holding the deck of the cards. If we hold those decks of the cards, then there is no deceit. There's no lie There's no hidden meaning. There's only the self and who we truly are. And that's what writes the karmic energy, the curses, the blessings, the in-betweens. And it's us holding the keys to that revelation, that mighty power, the true miracle and magic of this very fantastic and very you can't understand this world, but it makes more sense when we ourselves seek the understanding through our own lens, our own eyes, our own research, our own facts. The world wants to be deceived, but we don't have to be of this world, do we? But we also don't have to believe in anything more than our own world. Anton LaVey left the flesh on October 29th of 1997. He left behind a world that is still afraid to look in the mirror. Now, I turn to you, my fellow curators. What exactly is wrong with wanting to escape oppression, no matter who you are, whether you're a Satanist, whether you're a Wiccan or a pagan or a Christian or a Muslim or a Jewish man or woman? What is wrong with questioning our own existence to a point where maybe it does challenge our inner light, or reveals an inner darkness, or reveals a path that might be beyond our scope at this moment, including my own? When we think of Satan, we immediately put pictures in our head of an image of a horned, fictional character. We put demons to a name that really only just means accuser. I would like to do a segment on who Satan is and how Satan came to be from the various timelines of humanity. But what I can tell you in this is that the word Satan is actually Satan, which is Hebrew for accuser. It showed a dualistic nature of God rather than two opposing sources of good and evil. The Old Testament often uses the Amalekites, or a tribe that was opposed to Israel, to describe a force of evil, not a person reigning over it. Whereas the Jews do have demons, it wasn't until later, far later, even after Jesus, where we have this figurehead that has instilled so much oppression and fear into our own lives, especially here in the West, or where my family comes from in the East, under the Orthodox Christian religious church. I challenge each and every one of you to not be scared of the darkness, but to examine it. There are shapes, there are shadows, there are things within, but the only thing that can light the darkness is knowledge. The only thing that can lighten the darkness is our own ability to want to create light, to breathe life into the stillness of death is a human decision. And even for those religious people watching, God only helps those who help themselves. But how can you help yourself? And I challenge you curators to explore these options. Now, I turn to you again, my fellow dominions of the dark. This experiment into the lost realms of history, it thrives on your fire. Your feedback in the comments helps us illuminate that darkness. It helps illuminate the mind and this collective soul of people looking for alternative answers, and for people who just want something great to encourage the illumination of knowledge. Even though this brilliance is cold, it is the truth. Share your own archives. Tell me which heretical figures or purely evil crypts should we exhume next. We are building a community where the contrary is the only path to light. Suggest the next undiscovered vault. Let us grow this sanctuary together. Subscribe to the congregation and claim your place in the crypt. Till next time, hail Satan and Ave.